Well, it is once again Money Monday, and normally in this segment, we try to break things down in a way that we can actually understand these complex financial matters. That's why we are bringing in Kyle Wingfield of Finley Alexander back to discuss those heavy financial topics, the ones we do not like, capital gains. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good. Why do they want to take my money all the time, Kyle? Why can't I just have it?
Well, I hear you, but those are the rules, right? Those are the rules.
Those are the rules. So you say that everyone needs to understand capital gains. Why is this concept so important?
Yeah. So first, just understand what a capital gain is. So the whole point of investing is to grow money. So let's say you buy stock XYZ, or you have a portfolio, and it goes up in value and it grows, right? So the growth is the gain. So that's considered a capital gain. Now, when you take money out, depending on when you take it out, timing wise, whether it's 12 months or 13 months plus, will determine whether or not you have a short term capital gain or a long term capital gain. Now, obviously, when you do short term, you're going to pay more in taxes from a capital gain point of view, which long term, it'll be less. Again, understanding that the only way the government pays its bills is through tax revenue or taxing us, earners. So the idea is if they need more money, they're just going to start changing the tax rules, tax laws, all this stuff. So tax rates change, and you can count on it. They're going to be different 5 years from now, because 5 years ago they were different. So again, being aware of that and knowing how to pivot all starts with planning, and understanding where you put the money determines how much of it you get to keep, use, and spend. And taxes are a big part of that. So every investment strategy that you do has an underpinning tax component that for so many folks, when they go see a financial person, that financial person is not engaging in that conversation about taxes. They'll say a disclaimer like, oh, go check in with the CPA. Let's talk about real life. How many people actually do that? And I'm sitting there thinking, wait, if you get taxed to high heaven, it doesn't make any sense. Or gosh, wouldn't it stink, Elsa, if you grew money in a taxable account known as a non-qualified or individual brokerage or joint brokerage account, portfolio grows, you're like, yay, I got a 25% return. And then all of a sudden, you didn't take any money out, but also your tax bill that year is way bigger. And you're like, what's going on? And you're getting taxed on earnings, and you didn't even take a distribution. That is unfair, but that's the rule. So where you put that money caused that. Why didn't the guy tell you or the gal tell you?
Well, that's what I was going to ask. So when someone comes to you and they're like, okay, here is my whole pot of my financials,
Yeah.
make sense of it. You'll help them. And Finley Alexander Wealth Management, your entire team is going to help them figure out what bucket to put everything in, correct?
Correct. So we're going to be looking at it from all the angles, very holistic, very comprehensive. But the first one is from the tax point of view. Like if you understand the 3 different tax buckets that your money is in from the perspective of the IRS, I don't care what the investment is. The question now is, what is the tax ramification of what you're doing? Because that will determine how much you get. So let's keep it simple. Let's learn how to pay less taxes. Let's write small checks to the government, but the fair share, and bigger checks to you in your future. And I think that starts with taxes, as understanding where's my money and what's the impact and how do I get it so that what I want to see happen will happen.
All right. I love all of this. And you're right. Everything that we can count on in life is what? Death and taxes. Got to consider the taxes first. All right. So we want to continue this conversation. We can do that, fortunately, because you were kind enough to continue it with Facebook Live right after this, right?
Yeah, that's right. So join us on Facebook Live and bring your tax questions, any question, and be glad to connect with you and see if I can improve upon the silence and leave you better than I found it.
All right. And if you're not available right now, no problem. You can reach out to Kyle Wingfield at finleyalexander.com. Thank you so much for being with us again this Money Monday, and we'll be right back with more Midday Maryland right after this. Stay tuned. Yeah.